Welcome to my latest hobby update. This update covers everything I painted in March and April of this year. I spent March finishing off my Crimea projects and my American Civil War projects, just a few extras I wanted to add to them, and then starting on my new Renaissance Turks. For the American Civil War, just to get the armies balanced how I wanted them, I did one final Confederate gun. Here it is. Very straightforward, just a standing crew. And I did some dismounted miniatures for the Confederate raiders. Originally I was just going to have them shooting from horseback, but having them with a dismounted option makes the army list look nicer. So I did them. Again, these are all 28mm metal miniatures from Redoubt Enterprises. I then added a cavalry unit for my Crimea and Turks. These are some Bashi bazooks. I thought nice irregular cavalry would add a bit of variety. These are metal miniatures and they're from Foundry. There's 3 different poses, no sort of command figures or anything, so did them in a variety of colours and whatnot. So that finished the Turks. Then the final bit for the Allies was I did General Cathcart here with an aide as a British command figure, so the British have better command and control. These 2 miniatures are a pack that come from Great War Miniatures, available from North Star. So that finishes my British and Allies for the Crimea. And then to keep things a little more balanced for the Russians, I added another unit of Russian dragoons. This time I picked the second type of dragoon command pack that Great War Miniatures do, which is this one, which has a drummer rather than a bugler, which I thought was pretty different. I've not got any horseback drummers, so there. And then the standard pack of dragoons. There we go. So once again, for the moment, that's the Crimean Russians up to date and done. I did plan to move on to one of my 2 small science fiction projects that I want to do this year, but I've decided I'll leave them for the summer because I was in the mood to still paint armies. So I moved straight into the Ottoman Turks for my Renaissance warfare, which I've had for some time. So this is the first of the infantry units for them. As with everything else, they have 2 wings of musket men, which are just markers to show when they've got ammunition left, and then let's move this to the side, then a centre base of not pikes, because they don't have pikes, but spearmen. So they've got 8 spearmen and 3, this is quite heavy because they're all metal, they're from Redoubt Miniatures. They have 3 commanders. This guy and this guy are from the Perrys. They're from their new Napoleonic Ottomans. They don't have any guns, so they look perfectly fine. Redoubt don't do an awful lot of different command figures. So there we go. Right, so innovations on this. What have we got? Well, first of all, I made my own flags. Obviously, the Turkish Delight flag is there to combat the Iron Brew one that my Scottish has. And the Haggis one too. But the blue one I made myself in a quick art program. And the shield designs are, as you can see, they're not perfect, but I don't really mind. They're nail art stickers, very, very cheap, quite fragile, but en masse they do a good job, I think. I got hundreds, literally hundreds, for about £5. Okay, so that was the first infantry unit. As you can imagine, it did take a little while. There's 19 miniatures there. There we go. And here's the second infantry unit. Again, different colour scheme. They're all 4 units of infantry are going to be uniformed, but with different uniforms. Musket wings, same shooting poses, different poses at the back. And then these guys, same difference. 8 spearmen, different pose of spearmen. So each base of infantry will have a different spearman pose. There are 4 different ones. Again, the same nail art stickers. I made a camel flag and a yellow flag. And again, the 2 standard bearers are from Perry Miniatures, whereas everybody else is from Redoubt. Something I've wanted to try for a while is the scenery from Dark Fantastic Mills, who were having an offer on their new hills, which you can see in the background. I'll get to them in a second. But I went there and I bought the offer, and I also bought these two collapsed, like tumbled building stone bases as well. These are 3D printed, very light, very tough, really good quality prints, very quick to do. I did them with a sponge because dry brushing, you can't really see them, can you? There are print lines, but they're very, very faint. But dry brushing would have accentuated them. So I did these to, well, in fact, I did all the hills with very quick sponging using my usual 3 base colours. These are more sort of dungeon debris, I guess, or maybe by some outside ruins, but they're certainly man-made. Here's the first of the hills. This is a single piece, 3D printed. Right, let's see if we can. So there's a ring of stones around the outside, and then a slightly inset flat centre, which means I put my own basing material in, as I do, and my own, so it actually matches my figure bases exactly. So that's pretty good. So there we go. So they something I don't have many of is like sheer-sided cliffs, but there's a way up. So there we go. So that's the small one. Here's the medium one. This is in 2 parts. You see, it has a that's not good. It has a sort of peg system that locks it. I've glued it together. The idea is you could take it apart if you wanted and have it as like two edge hills, sort of breaks there, and it would, you know, stick out into your table. But I don't want that. I'm quite happy with one. Barely fits in frame, doesn't it? So single story or single level. Where's that? 40 mil, about 40 mil. You can see a line there, but it's very rare that they show up. Again, there's ways up onto it, and again there, and I've put basing stuff on the top. Again, very light, very sturdy, lovely piece. And here's the third one. I guess the big one. I mean, it's taller, so it's two levels. It's not as doesn't take up as much space as the one at the back here. Again, 2 pieces. So wherever I put my basing compound is the inlaid flat bit that you can texture yourself, or just leave. You could put, if you're into flocking and stuff, it would take and contain static grass or stuff really nicely, I think. So again, doesn't fit in frame. There we are. So I'm trying to think of a price now. I can't. £50 or £60 for the 3. The little fallen rocks, I think, were £4 each, which is very good, I think. Yeah, well, go to Dark Fantastic Mills, have a look on their website. They do some really nice scenery. Most of their actual buildings and stuff I'm not interested in, because I don't do things in that sort of setting, but they do stuff you could use the 40k and things. But their naturalistic stuff like this, yeah, to do more of these, I'll be buying them. And there we have it. A couple of months worth of effort. Not a huge total in miniatures, but my hobby these days isn't about quantity. I'm still desperately trying to make space and get rid of stuff to make room for new stuff. May should be full of doing more Turkish troops. If I can get the last two infantry done, I'll be very pleased. If I can get anything else done as well, then I'll be very, very pleased. But I'll keep chugging along at that. As I say, we're heading towards summer. I have a summer holiday because I work at a school, so I'll have 5 weeks off, and that's when I'll be doing try and get both the sci-fi projects done. Okay, so until next time, thank you for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you feel the need. Really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.